Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today's the Rustic Textures Crochet Blanket. Usually I start off with the pattern right away, but I want to show you the sample that is in the pattern. So this is the real thing, and what we're going to do is just discover this stitch. It's a very easy repeat, so we have some setup rows to do first, and then it's just a matter of a 2-line repeat as you're working your way through. This is using the Bernat Symphony yarn, and you'll need 8 balls to do that, and a 6.5mm size K crochet hook in order to play. It's really quite easy, so let's begin. So what we have here is a pattern that has a stitch diagram just like you see, so everything in the stitching diagram is available to you just like you see there. And what this is that it's a 2-row repeat once you get beyond the setup row. So you have setup row 1, 2, and 3, and then it's off to the races you go. So it's just a matter of just completing that, and then the very final row that at the end of the blanket is just a single crochet across and you're done. There is no border to this, but there is tassels just like you see there. So it's a really neat pattern, and what we're going to do is that we're going to start off, and there is a repeat pattern in this thing. So if you'd like to change the size of this blanket, which is a generous size as it is, it's 48 inches by 60 inches. So if you would like to change the size, it's multiples of 11 plus 8. So 11, 11, 11, and when you're happy with the width of it, just add 8 more chains and you should have balance. So without further ado, let's grab our crochet hook and we're gonna work our way across. I will come back to the diagram later on in this tutorial. Just for kicks, I'm gonna be using the blue version here of Bernat Symphony. It's called Sea Spray, and it's a really beautiful yarn, and I really do like this yarn a lot, and we used it in the stitch along too for Joanne too. So it's really quite fun, and I think that you would enjoy the color transitioning that is gonna happen within this particular blanket. So let's begin, and we're gonna create a slip knot, and we're going to begin this journey together. So you can either chain 118, which is the pattern itself, or you can do the multiples. I'm gonna do the multiples just because it's easier to do a swatch here on camera with you. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember the multiples are 11 chains plus 8. So it's 11, 11, 11, 11 to as far as you want to go, and then add 8. But you can also chain 118 and not be changing the size. So I get whatever size that you would like to do, and I'll see you at the end of this chain. So I've just done 3 sets of 11, and I don't necessarily count those sets when I'm doing that. I just go to 11, 11, 11, and then when I'm happy with it, if you're doing the balancing, then you have to add 8 more chains to create that balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remember, if you did chain 118, you don't have to add those extra 8 chains at the end. Let's begin setup row number 1 next. So coming 4th chain from the hook, we're gonna do number 1. So 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th. Get the back hump of the chain. It's just it looks a lot nicer, and then just go in the back hump and double crochet. Okay, and so that chain that you skipped over plus this equals there's actually 2 double crochets just technically sitting there. So just double crochet yourself all the way across your chain, and I will see you back here in just a moment. This is setup row number 1. So you're gonna come all the way to the end of the chain, and then you're just double crocheting, and that will complete off setup row number 1. Turn your work and let's begin setup row number 2. In setup row number 2, we're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna single crochet in the first 2, and then we're gonna do these front post double crochets here. So this row here is actually a right side, so if you want to put that on there you can, a right side, and so this is the good side of the project, and once we do this front post. So you're gonna front post the next 2 and then single crochet the next 4. You're gonna chain 1, skip 1, single crochet the next 4, and then front post the next 2, and you're gonna keep going and doing that over and over and over. So you will end up with just 2 front post single crochets here, and then single crochet in the last 2. Let's begin setup row number 2. So let's begin setup row number 2. We're gonna chain up 1 and we're gonna single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2, and then the next 2, these here, are going to be a front post double crochet. So wrap the hook going in and then back out, okay, of the post, and just double crochet and do the next one, and this will show up more in time, so it's just because you're starting it's not so obvious. So you've just done those 2. Now starting in the next 4 you want to single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then skipping 1, so chain 1, skip 1, and then single crochet in the next 4 after that. So you're gonna create this little hole, which is what you're gonna use in the future. So this is the second, the third, and the fourth. So the hole is like the center of the chevron as it comes down. So now that these 4 are done, the next 2 in a row will be a front post double crochet. So let's cover the repeat again. So the next 4 in a row are single. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1, skip 1, and then single crochet in the next 4. So that's the middle of the chevron. And once those 4 are completed, then the next 2 are front post double crochet. So I want you to do that all the way across. I'm coming close to there, so I will just keep the camera going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And as you're coming up to the other side, so put me on pause if you haven't got that far. So just front post double the next 2. And then finally you have 2 stitches left. So you'll just single crochet in the next one and then into the turning chain itself. Go into a chain, don't go into a space, and then that will complete off setup row number 2. And it's not so obvious now, but it will be really soon. Let's begin setup number 3. To begin number 3, you're gonna turn your work. Here's the secret. Every other row is just single crochets going across. So if there's a chain 1 space, you just fill it in. So just chaining up 1 and do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches and chain 1 spaces as you're going across. So keep a mental eye open for those chain 1 spaces to make sure you don't skip it. And it becomes more and more obvious as you're working and getting more into your hands. So the next one is a space. So put a single crochet in that space and then keep on moving to the next stitch. If you're not sure, just turn it over and you see it's in between the 2 front post double crochets from before. So do that all the way across. This is setup row number 3. So I just finished row number 3, so I'm gonna turn your work and now we're gonna begin rows number 1 and 2, which will be the repeat pattern for this whole thing other than the very last row. So let's begin row number 1 of the body of this. So as we begin row number 1, you're going to single crochet the first 2. So chain up 1 single crochet in the first 2. These front post double crochets are going to go around this front post double crochet down here. That's what keeps that ridge popping up. So you're gonna jump right over this single crochet and go right into these stitches here. Then you're gonna single crochet the next 2 and then you're gonna do a front post treble all the way into this empty space, just staying on the front side of the work. And then you're gonna single crochet the next. So remember that this stitch here is counting as this stitch. It's just sitting in front of it. It's just not connected. So don't go into the stitch when you start the next one. Go here. You're then going to chain up 1, single crochet in the next, and then treble back into the same one over here. And then single crochet the next 2. So remember that this stitch here, they're aligned with each other. So just because it's not connected doesn't mean it doesn't count. So then you'll come down and front post treble into the next one way down here, and then you'll do your 2 and then etc. going across. Let's do row number 1 and this is a repeat pattern throughout. So let's begin row number 1. So you're gonna chain up 1 and 1 single crochet in the first 2. Then you're gonna do a front post double crochet around these 2 here. So wrapping the hook, just jump down over top of that single crochet and stay in the front. And you're just gonna grab those front post double crochets from before and continue to build those as a front post double crochet. And now you're really gonna start seeing the ridging popping up. So remember that those 2 just counted as those 2 and behind. So when you start, you're starting in the 3rd one so that it stays aligned. So you're gonna single crochet only the 2 and now you're going to come in and do a treble. So you're gonna reach on over into this empty stitch right here. So wrap the hook twice and just reach on over and treble. So going right in there, just stay on the front side, pull through 2, 2 and 2. So now you got that lean that's going over. So remember what I said, this stitch here counts as the very next one. So don't go into that one, go the second one over, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in the next. So this chaining 1 skipping is going to be the next treble that comes down when we're ready to do that once more. So we've got single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. We're now going to treble back into this one again to complete this off. I believe this stitch is also called the lark's foot track stitch. It's a beautiful stitch. It's really awesome once you get moving on it. So you can see it, there it is. So that counts as that next one in behind. So you're gonna only single crochet the next 2, and then you'll end up right on top of these front post double crochets from before. So you're gonna continue to make those as a front post double crochet, just going around those. So jump right over top of those single crochet row, and that keeps it moving down. So single crochet the next 2, and then it's gonna be a treble into this empty one over here. So wrap twice. It feels like it's a long way away, but it's really not. So you treble, that counts as the next one that's in a row. So you're gonna come to the second one, single, chain 1, jump 1, and single into the next, and then treble back into that same one again. You're gonna do all this all the way across. So then after you have that done, that counts as that next one. So then it's just single crochet in the next 2, and then you're back on these posts again. So just coming straight on down and pick those up with the front post double crochet. Okay, and then single crochet the next 2, and then treble. So I want you to do this all the way across, and then I will see you at the end of the line really shortly. I'm gonna keep the video going. Once you understand this pattern, you can really blaze along really quite easily on it. I just did some cabling not too long ago, so I'm quite familiar with it. So skip 1. So that one that I'm skipping is the same stitch that it's sitting in front of. So single crochet the 2, and then jumping down, and then eventually you'll come to the end like I am now. So you're just doing the last 2 front posts, and then single crochet the last 2. So that's setup row, no sorry, that's the body row number 1. So you can see that it's really working out. So you're gonna turn your work, and let's begin row number 2. So in row number 2, like it was before, chain up 1, and you're gonna single crochet in each of the stitches and the chain 1 space as you're going across. So it's like we did in the setup row, and it's nice and easy. So keep an eye, you can feel where these ridges are in behind. So remember that directly in between those is a chain 1 space. So if you're never sure, you can see it there, but if you're never sure, just turn it over, and it's in the halfway point between the chevrons. So just go right into a space and keep on blazing across. This is setup row number, sorry, this is the body row number 2, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through body row number 1 once again, and it's just a matter of repeating 1 and 2 for the duration of this project. So just come up to the end of row number 2, turn your work so you can see everything is in front. I know it's hard to see with all this studio light hitting it, but it's really quite amazing. So let's begin row number 1 all over again. So it's 1 and 2 all the way through. So you're just gonna chain up 1 and single crochet the first 2, and then the next one are front post doubles around the existing ones that are down here. So this yarn changes color on its own, so you're gonna have a really beautiful spectrum of coloring. So those count as the 2 that it's sitting in front of, so you're just gonna single crochet the next 2 after those 2, and then you're going to do your treble, so it's in down here. So right where you see those 2, it's just right above it. So you're gonna treble, and remember that counts as the stitch that it's sitting in front of. So you're gonna single crochet the next one after that, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet the next, and then treble back in. This blue as a whole afghan would be really amazing coloring too. So that counts as this one, so just single crochet the next 2, and then jumping down to do your front post doubles. And then just single crochet the next 2 and treble, and etc. So we're just coming all the way across. So when you're ready to finish this particular blanket, all you're just gonna do is end on row number 2. So you're gonna finish row number 2 and then trim your work, and then you're done. So that's it. It would be really quite simple. So all we need to do then on row number 2, as we've done before, is that we just need to fill in these spaces that we're leaving, because we're not gonna be adding more to it. So that's when you're ready for the final finishing row of your whole project. So let's continue to do that, and I will see you back here in just a moment. Okay, row number 1 is complete again, and so you'll turn your work and do number 2. So if this was the end of your project, then this would be the final row for you. So it's just one chain up 1 and 1 single crochet in each of the stitches and the chain 1 spaces, and then you're officially done. So there is fringe work that is possible for you. We'll cover the basics of that. We have videos on how to do on tassels and all that kind of stuff, like the fringing, and we can show you that in a different video. And what we can do here at this moment is that I'll show you where it's being placed. So just single crochet yourself all the way across in each stitch and space. When you're coming all the way across, you're just going to single crochet, and then that's it. So you can just trim your yarn if this is the end of the line for you, and you're just gonna pull through. I'm recommending that you use a tapestry needle in order to hide in the ends. So you can just grab a tapestry needle, okay, and put it on. So just sticking within the outside here, just put the needle inside, so you shouldn't see it on either side, just coming through. And when you pull this through, don't change the shape of this. So make sure you're pulling it snug, but you're not changing and compressing it. So go through once, a slightly different path the second time, and then I'm gonna put it back on and go back a third time. And you'll want to do that with any of the ends. We do have videos on how to change colors throughout rows as well, if you needed to know that. I don't put all the basics in every video, just for time constraint. So you're gonna do that. So you'll do this beginning one as well, and then any tails you have. So the tassel work that you see, let's bring this on. So the tassel work, just like you see here, there are instructions on being able to do that here, and essentially it's just, you can use cardboard in order to make it happen. The tassels are hanging from the edges of where these front post double crochets are. So you have, so right now if I was to do tassel work, let me just back you out a little bit further here. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the front post doubles. So I would have to make 4 tassels in order to do that for each side, if I was to do this particular sample on its own. So that's where it's gonna hang. So it's permanently attached. You may want to think about that, because if you are gonna wash your Afghan, you may want to think about either you're gonna use tassels or you're not. I tend not to wash my Afghans very often, if at all, in some of the, depending on what I'm using it for. If I need to bang it out for dust, then I will do that, but I don't necessarily wash all my crochet projects. So you can do that, and that's it for today. We hope that you have a great day, and please enjoy this free pattern. So let me show you how to use a tassel maker. So this is a tassel maker. It comes in a 4-pack at the craft store. This is not the biggest size. You can make really big ones if you would like to. So you can use the tool. You can use it like this, like that, and it doesn't matter which direction that you face it in. Now because I wrap with my left hand, I want to keep this open space towards my left so that I have space to be able to hold it like I have in my right. Does that make sense? And so it's really quite an easy tool to be able to do. So you're gonna take the strand, and you're going to just take a piece of it, and you're going to then put it into the upper notches on both sides. Now because I wrap with my left, I want to make sure that the strand that is on the open side is relatively short, so it doesn't capture into the rotation when I'm about to do it. So just keep it long enough. So all I'm just going to do is just let it hang there, and I'm gonna take the other strand leading to the yarn ball, and I'm just gonna lay it down over top of the front. And all I'm just gonna do is wrap it around. So that was considered 1. So I want to do 25 times. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if it falls out of the notch, just put it back in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Once I get to 25, I just want to cut this yarn that is leading to the yarn ball. So here's my situation. So here is the strand going across. I want to balance out that strand now, so I can just pull on it, and I want to pull it up to the upper side so that it's equal levels. So if you want to just grab both of the points at the top and just pull on it so that they equal each other, you're good to go. So using those strands, I want you just to tie a knot, and this is the very top of your tassel. Do it nice and tight, so in order to do that. Now the other strand, you can see this is the kind of the starting strand. You can just take that out now, get that out of your way, and I would just trim it so that it's pretty much close to the bottom so that it's not in your way in the future. So now what are we missing? We're missing the ties that go across the middle of the tassel. So let's do that next. So cutting another piece of string coming from the yarn ball itself, you want to use that, and you want to use the notch that you can see here. It's kind of an open. Do you see that right here? You want to use that to be able to go around. So you can just use your hands if you want to, just kind of force it through, and you want to go in around your tassel about 6 times. So go 1 and then come back out the other side again, and 2 and around the other side again. This is 3. So all you're just gonna do is that you tie a steady knot with the ones that are going across the middle. Just pull it really tight first and then secure it with a knot. This is using Bernat Maker Home Deck yarn. So once I'm satisfied with that, I can just trim it right down. And you can see that it's still attached to your tool. And now what is the next step? Well, we're gonna release it from the tool next. So let's release it from the tool. We're gonna take the other side, so the tie is up here, and we're just gonna take our scissors and we're just going to trim along the base of the tassel, and this is gonna release it from the tool. This is really quite strong yarn. It's why we've been doing different kind of macrame kind of projects with it. Ties extremely well, and it's very long lasting. People make afghans with this yarn too because it's so well done as far as durability and etc., and it's washes really well too. So just gliding up along the base. There we go. So once you have that done, just take the 2 strands that are at the top and you're just gonna slide it up off this tool. So just rotate it around and it comes off this tool just like that. So now you're just gonna tug on your strands to make sure they're good and good to go, and then you're just gonna check the base of it to make sure that the distances are all pretty good. So if there's any that are off, any that are kind of sticking out a little bit too much, just give them a little trim, and that is how you do tassel, just like you see, and it's really quite fabulous. So this is how you use a tassel maker.